There's no mana or anything, just spam your attack study.
I know, but every time I need to drag it, that's the issue.
Nice.
Too close for comfort. I don't know. How am I
8
supposed to push the
seconds.
button, bro?
Hey everybody, welcome to the new Dream Devlog. Nato here. In this vlog, I'll be talking a bit about having some of my friends play Dream on Discord, a general update on how Dream is going, and Dream's Steam page. So let's get right into it. So you ever just jump into Discord with friends you haven't talked to in a while, and then you drop that you're working on a game, and then suddenly you're forced to plot your game into the Discord? Yeah, that happened, and I was sure as hell nervous about it. So the clip that's been playing here is one of them playing through the itch.io demo. Man, it's something else having your game played by friends who, 1, haven't tried it, and 2, are playing in front of other friends who also haven't played it. Feedback was generally positive, outside of the obvious UI and usability issues. I believe I covered this last time. Still, it's definitely a lot of fun watching other friends play it and going at it together, shit-talking each other, all that sort of good stuff. Moving on to the general update, you might have recalled that I had a number of glaring UI issues in the last vlog, so I'll be covering a bit of that among some other things. Yep. Yeah, so we still have a lot of problems in this build. I didn't say it was gonna be finished by then, but oh well, it is what it is. Welcome to the new title screen. This is something I'm particularly proud of. I think it looks so much better than the last one. You know, I've got a new custom background. The buttons have been done up. We even got a new font, as you will also see through the rest of this build. And yeah, we also have a working new game and load game kind of thing here, you know. It all actually works. And the fact that this pop-up even appears means that there is a save there. It does work. And if I click yes, that's going to get rid of that save. And we're not going to do that today. Instead, I'm just going to go into that save slot, which actually has a hell of a lot of stuff, as well as 9,999 hours of gameplay on it, apparently. Yeah, wow. Let's go. Let's go. Soon. Please. Come on. Let's go. Yes. And yeah, and one of the first things you'll notice is the whole world is generally just a lot more something. It's a lot more filled and so much better than whatever those previous tiles were. You know, we got a cracked road going on here, some rocks and all of that. It's just been overall improvement here and there. And yeah, we're gonna also go into the UI. First, we'll just move away from those guys. Yeah, the general clipboard looks pretty much the same, and you might also be thinking, what's actually changed here? This looks almost identical to the last one, outside of kind of the new graphics here and there. So yes, we still have the side buttons here. We also have the character bar in the middle here. But wait, what's this? You can now tell it is a button, whereas before you didn't know you could click on it. I bet you didn't know that, but now you do when you just accidentally hover over it. It's like, yes, I can click on it now. Yeah, so generally there's been a lot of new things here. So first let's go into the notes section, because that's a bit of a beefy boy, you know. Yep, so we got a lot of sections here. We got one for the manifests, which are the monsters in Soul Dream. We got a section for combat, and just a bunch of other stuff, including the developer notes, which will be removed for immersion reasons, of course. So let's go into the manifest section first, just because there's a lot more things to show off there at the moment. So here in the Bunabong entry, we have a little low-res graphic here and a cute little description for what they are. So I'll just do a reading for you guys. Bet they really Buno those bongs. It's like a middle evolution of a frog, and it jumps around like one. Their transformations are freaky. Be sure not to be near them when they do transform. I'm sorry. I love reading this. It's just cute, and it's kind of... I know it's a bit of an ego stroke, but whatever. We'll go on to the next thing that I want to show off, which is the combat section. just because this actually has a bit more detail. It's a bit of an immersion break because it does cover some of these things with a bit of consideration for the mechanics. So let's get into the stagger, for example, because this is probably the one that I got the most questions for when it came to like, oh, how do I build my character? What does this item actually do? And so, as you can see here, there's quite a bit of detail of what stagger actually does. It affects the stagger multiplier, and the more stagger a foe has taken, the more the stagger multiplier will be. What is the stagger multiplier? Well, we got a formula down here that explains just how damage is calculated, which is attack times stagger multiplier minus defense. Now you vaguely know what stagger is. We also got a few more other entries that are kind of work in progress. So for example, the controls here, we've got a little tag saying it's under construction. At some point, I do want to add like custom graphics and whatnot to help explain to people. It does seem kind of pointless, but at the same time, it would be kind of good if you're like, you know, you haven't played the game in a week for some reason. Maybe you're working full time, you've got a life, all that sort of stuff, and you kind of need a quick rebreather on how the game plays. Another section I want to show off is the reality shifting section, as this is what this game will be based on for the most part. So we got a lot of fluff here explaining the world, including what the mantras actually are, what's going on, and a few other neat concepts like world scripts, parallel cells, mini shifting. Yeah, so let's go into the mantras section for a bit. And you might notice to the side here, yeah, that's a chunky boy. He goes all the way down. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Yeah, I won't go over it too much, but it's generally just an explanation of what they are within this world and also a bit of how it comes into the gameplay. So, you know, we do have a section for the class mantras, the ability mantras, the stat mantras, and... Wait, did I say class mantras and ability mantras? Well, we'll get onto that. But first... check out this config screen. Pretty sick, eh? I might add some other things into it soon. Alright, now let's get into the mantras. Do I click on it? Or do I click here? Well, we're gonna click here because there's stuff to show off here. So first in the mantra menu is that you'll see all these mantras, which are basically one, all the mantras that are currently in this build, but also two, mantras that you have at the moment. And because this save file has 999 hours of gameplay clocked in, it basically has all the mantras unlocked. So, you know, we got Rush, Fumikumi, Rush, Strike, Fumikumi. Yep, that's a bug. I'll fix that at some point. And a few other ones here as well. You know, Berserker, Commando. You don't know what any of these are, but you sure as hell thinking, this looks cool. Right? Please? Please? Anyways, let's equip some of these and get onto an encounter. So first I'll be explaining the screen a bit. You know, it's been quite a fair bit of work on it since the itch.io build. So one of the main things I wanted to address again was the usability. Before, there wasn't really any buttons. You couldn't tell what you could click on. You know, before you just had to click on the mantra icon and hope for the best. But now, these are actually buttons. They make sense. You hover over them, you know you can click on them. We also have the stats relegated to the side here where you can see just everything you could see before. So now let's equip one of these classes and see what it actually does. So going in here, nice, new, spiffin', shiny. Yeah, so each class actually has a passive ability as well as a bunch of other things, which you'll eventually see. So for example, the warrior mantra will give you an extra ability, and the commando will give you 50% extra bonus damage from when you stagger something. The one that we're going to do for this vlog is Ravager, because I want to show off the stagger mechanic a bit more. It was in the itch.io build, but never really got to understand it. So let's put it on, because this gets double stagger time when attacking. And also, you might notice here, all the stats have changed, and out of those stat changes, that stagger stat is the one we want to see the most. Yeah. So what we see here is that you can now equip more mantras, you know, 3 offensive ones. I don't know how well the color is coming through there, but I'm going to pretend you do see it as I see it. And yeah, all the stats have changed and everything that a Ravager would have. And you'll also see that if I switch to, say, a Vanguard class, for example. Okay, that's broke. So, for example, we switch to Berserker. Then it's all different stats, different mantras, all of that. One of the other things is each class is meant to have a default ability. That's still a work in progress. I haven't really implemented new abilities. I've just implemented the mantras, but not really the abilities themselves. So if we go here, we can now equip everything. So going to the ability mantras, so as you see, the default ability here cannot be changed, which is intentional. You shouldn't be able to change that. It also stops you, the player, from actually keeping the mantra, because you shouldn't be having a free mantra anyway, unless you've obtained it by other means. So going here, we have all the ones we saw before. We'll just put on strike and back. Put on another one and say rush. These actually don't do anything. Like I said before, they actually all are attack. Like, they're all strike, just because I haven't implemented them properly. Yeah. I'll just fast forward this part where I equip everything. Have fun. And yeah, that's the new mantra menu. Oh, that's pretty cool. So now we'll go to a new enemy I've implemented, just for the purpose of... Oh, bug. Okay, just give me a bit. Let me... Okay, it's bugged. Let me just restart this. And here's our red boy. Yeah, I guess it's not quite a new enemy. Animating these actually take a while, and yeah, let's get straight into it. There's something I want to show off here. The new health bar. Look at that. It's so sleek, so clean. And wait, what's this? What's this yellow thing? That's the... that's the stagger. As you might believe it. Gosh, excuse the audio here. I can't really cut this or edit this audio. Anyways, yeah, this is kind of the new battle screen, although there's still a bit of issues with the colliders here because, yeah, this UI element should be overlapping, but oh well. So the main thing I want to show off here is the stagger bar, which now is a lot more visible. You can kind of see what it actually is doing here. The brighter yellow bar that's dropping is basically the amount of time that you have on your stagger before it all disappears. So maybe just for the purpose of this vlog, I'll just show it disappearing. While we wait for that, I'll also explain the darker part, which is the amount of stagger that the enemy has taken. Wait, how does that make sense? It's getting full. So if you are familiar with Final Fantasy 13 or 7 Remake, the way stagger works is the more you hit an enemy, the more your stagger bar goes up. And once that goes full, they become staggered, which then they take more damage as a result. It also does a few other things that, you know, for some enemies, for example, will get rid of their invincibility, or it'll make them stagger more. Not stagger. Flinch. Yeah. And that's basically what it does. And for Soul Dream, it basically just makes them take more damage, because I don't have that kind of animation budget to make everything flinch all the time. Looks like we'll just need one more hit before stagger applies. And tazza! You know it's worked because it goes down slower. As when you stagger an enemy, you get 20 more seconds of stagger time, which gives you a lot of time to deal more damage, and also they take way more damage now. And you can still increase the amount of stagger they take, although I won't be showing that information because that's a bit too much. It's overcomplicated. You know, if you have played Final Fantasy 13, it does get confusing to figure out, like, what do all these numbers mean? Why is it showing me 999%? Isn't my enemy dead? Is it the damage he's taken? So I just decided to leave it as an ambiguous yellow bar that goes up, and you know, the enemy takes more damage the more it goes up. And as you might see, it is now empty, and we hit him again. We're dealing no damage. And that's basically what I've wanted to show from Soul Dream as of today. So anyways, let's finish off this guy. Oh, yeah, this fight's actually bugged, by the way. I didn't set him up properly because it was just an encounter I made very quickly in the last minute, just so I could have a feel of what the game would be if it was slightly harder or if the enemies were slightly faster. Anyways, let's move on to the Steam page. So, moving on to the Steam page. Ooh. I like this. Well, maybe just the feeling of having a Steam page, not the Steam page itself. No, actually, I like the Steam page. This is kind of surreal to me. I know I kind of paid my way into this. You know, anyone can get a Steam page for just $100, but to have something like this, I don't know, to me it's just very significant, I suppose, even if my success is not guaranteed. The fact is, the Steam page is up, we got little capsule headers, screenshots, although this one's a concept screenshot. I don't know how that got past Valve, because apparently it's against their reviews, but oh well, I suppose because it might have looked close enough to the actual screenshots that it flew. Yeah, so we got all our screenshots here, we got a nice little description. Evan and Avery have been cast into the undesired reality where unknown forces prevent them from returning to their reality. Confronted by two mysterious figures and assailed by monsters, Evan and Avery must fight and determine the truth of the undesired reality. Okay, wishlist this game, please. Yeah, anyways. It's just crazy to think about. I mean, yeah, I have a Steam page. Wishlist the game, though. I'm serious about that one. And yeah, we also have a bit of about this game. You know, no biggie. Unfortunately, there's no gifts at the moment. There's still a lot of graphics that are missing. And oh, didn't I mention we do have a release date? This is a pretty. It feels like a. At the moment, that feels a little crazy to me because I don't think I'll actually make it at this point. I did it with like all the effort assessment in mind. Like I did, you know, my effort assessments. I know when precisely this will be ready, but only time will tell. Yeah, that is all for today's vlog. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you like what you see, there's a link to the itch.io demo in the description, and also I'll include a link to the store page if you want to wishlist it. I don't know why you would want to wishlist it today, but I really appreciate that. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next vlog. Bye!